We
days?
just hit a brand new all-time high in hash rate. And again, since I'm expecting the bull market next year, there'll be even more hash rate. The halving will probably be a little bit sooner. People always underestimate it. Probably closer to March or April of 2024. But the hype that the halving's coming will come a lot earlier. So I am expecting us to have the full bull run, which may even complete before the halving because it could exhaust itself. So I would be surprised if we're not, approaching that 100,000 sometime next year.
Investment advisor and Bitcoin strategist Tone Vays is extremely optimistic on the 2023 outlook for Bitcoin. Vays gives us an update on how quickly Bitcoin will reach $100,000 as he remains confident in the next bull market. Bitcoin's high still remains at $69,000, which we saw in November of 2021. If it surpasses that, most analysts say the upward trend will likely rise until Bitcoin reaches $100,000. Despite the fact that Bitcoin lost about half of its value during the meltdown that followed the November peak, its market cap has remained nearly unchanged. The market cap is trending near to the all-time high, as Tone Vays predicted. If the trend holds, Bitcoin could soon be worth $100,000 or more. Let's listen to Tone Vays as he gives us his stock and crypto market prediction, as well as when we'll see his price prediction for Bitcoin happen. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy the content we do here on this channel. Let's get right into the video.
I really do think this crypto winter is coming to an end. There are two things that lead to a reversal in price of an asset that is fundamentally sound. One of them is a price correction. Another one is a time correction. Bitcoin can't last in these bear markets for too long because of the way it was engineered to have a halving event. There's only so much Bitcoin going around. There's lots of fundamental metrics of people taking their Bitcoin off exchanges. The number of wallets with a single Bitcoin is now over 900,000, and it should break 1 million very soon. People that can acquire just a single Bitcoin, they're not going to be in a rush to sell it. They're buying it for the long term. The amount of Bitcoin being locked up in the Lightning Network that's used more as a currency for payments, that number is growing. There's over 5,000 Bitcoin there already, and that should probably double very soon. This is the Bitcoin that is leaving out from speculative trading. And when there's not enough Bitcoin to go around, the only place it can go is up. Also, as a technical analyst, right now, I think the best position for the shorter-term speculator and trader is to be in cash. While I am expecting a reversal in price of both Bitcoin and the stock market itself for seasonality reasons, the election coming up, we've already fallen 30–40%. I know there is a bit of a recession, global recession going on, but these interest rates that are rising are creating havoc in the bond markets. And those that have had their bond portfolios for a long time, and there's 10 times more money in bonds than in stocks, they're going to be exiting because those bonds are losing value as interest rates rise. And money has to go somewhere. I don't believe in the everything bubble that some people like to claim. I think there's going to be a lot of speculation in tech and a lot of these companies. There is a strong possibility that we could have a bit of a flash crash still in Bitcoin just to get everybody scared, which is why at the moment I'm holding a cash position, and I will either go in strong if Bitcoin drops to the $14,000 area, or I'll just wait for it to establish above 22,000, and then I'll be very confident that that 17,000, 18,000 low is here to stay.
Even though we're in a normal cycle now, Vays believes that we'll go down again after another all-time high. He says that everybody hopes for the super cycle to start and that we don't have a big crash, but he thinks inevitably that we will. He notes that as markets are maturing, the cash and carry trade that everyone talked so much about last year has almost completely disappeared.
The next 3 months, what do you see?
The next 3 months, I'm expecting Bitcoin to start another bull trend.
Okay.
But before it starts that bull trend, either it can continue to consolidate here until the end of the year for another 2 to 3 months. It'll be stuck in this $19,000 to $22,000 range, getting everyone frustrated that Bitcoin is not going anywhere. Or it can drop real quickly this month down to say 14,000, even 12,000, and then reverse very quickly from there, just like we did in 2020. So those are the two possibilities I'm looking at. So if you are a bull, you like myself at the moment, I have a limit order set up to buy Bitcoin if it crashes, and if it doesn't, I'm just gonna wait it out the rest of the year or go in the moment it starts trending above 22,000 and then catch the move from 22 all the way to 100. So many people are bullish on Bitcoin and they're really waiting. They know they missed their chance in the last, catching the last low in 2020. They missed their chance catching the low in 2018. This is one more chance. And those that understand Bitcoin fundamentally know that Bitcoin is not going to zero. I mean, anything can happen with this immature market, but people know if they ever get an opportunity to buy Bitcoin again under 10,000, they will jump on it immediately. And Bitcoin liquidity would just be completely taken out of the speculative markets, and it would go up even quicker than it did in 2020. Because Bitcoin has properties that no other asset before Bitcoin or after Bitcoin has. The two key properties that it has is unconfiscatability and censorship resistance. We're witnessing government, central banks, regular banks freeze bank accounts. PayPal just announced that they would take $2,500 out of your account if they don't like what you write on social media. Then they try to backtrack it when so many people close the accounts. I've been talking about these things for almost 9 years now on YouTube because I realized in 2013 that Bitcoin is the first unconfiscatable asset in human history. This year alone, we witnessed the West and the United States confiscate and freeze like Russian government money, confiscate wealth because people had a Russian passport that happened to have a yacht in Europe. Prior to that, in 2011, also might have been 2012 or 2011, Trudeau in Canada is freezing people's bank accounts for a $20 donation for a political contribution that they don't like. This all started with Cyprus back in 2013 when they confiscated people's money from their bank accounts to bail in the banks. You can't do that with Bitcoin. It's the first unconfiscatable asset people have ever owned. And this property is becoming more and more important. Also because I see Bitcoin as the only decentralized cryptocurrency. It is censorship resistant and you can send it to anyone, anywhere. We saw an example of this with the Greek banking crisis in 2015 when people were only allowed to withdraw 60 euros a day from their banks. And people are recognizing these properties as they become more and more important.
You mentioned earlier in this interview that you still have a forecast of $100,000 for Bitcoin. What is your rough timeline for that?
Sometime next year. I do expect us to have a nice bull market next year because of the halving that's coming up.
But that's in May 2024, I
It's
believe.
in May 2024.
In about 560
we
days.
just hit a brand new all-time high in hash rate. And again, since I'm expecting the bull market next year, there'll be even more hash rate. The halving will probably be a little bit sooner. People always underestimate it. Probably closer to March or April of 2024. But the hype that the halving's coming will come a lot earlier. So I am expecting us to have the full bull run, which may even complete before the halving because it could exhaust itself. So I would be surprised if we're not approaching that 100,000 sometime next year.
Vays cannot think of a single proof of stake, smart contract, or crypto network that can compete with Bitcoin that does not take the illegal unregistered security shortcut, all which have shown to be a big waste of time. The Bitcoin strategist says that all of the authentic talent in the crypto industry is working at the very top of the Bitcoin ecosystem, honestly and ethically, like building things on the Lightning Network or creating applications. His long-held belief is that Bitcoin is a better investment than fiat currency, and every country should hold Bitcoin as their primary asset in its treasury reserve position. What do you guys think about Tone Vays' view on the Bitcoin market and what we can expect during the next cycle? Comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This is Library of Wealth. We'll see you in the next video.